Hi everyone, I am Vince Carl Aldaya. So for today's vlog, um, I'll be discussing you the Model 7 Lesson 2 entitled The Netizenshjp and Netiquette in Online Communities. So without further ado, let's begin the discussion. So first, we have to know about the learning objectives, right? So here are the learning objectives or lesson objectives in this topic. So first is the student should be able to define the netizenship and netiquette. So next is formulated a set of netiquette guidelines. So let's move on now to the first lesson objective, which is we have to define the netizenship and netiquette. So let's get started. So first is netizenship or netizen. So the term netizen is a portmanteau of the words internet and citizen, as in a citizen of the net or net citizen. It describes a person actively involved in online communities or the internet in general. So when we say netizenship means us people who are using internet. The netiquette. So netiquette is a combination of the words network and etiquette and is defined as a set of rules for acceptable online behavior. Similarly, online ethics focuses on the acceptable use of online resources in an online social environment. So netiquette is a combination of the word network and etiquette. So when we say etiquette, it is the way our proper use of technologies, internet, and such more. So netiquette is very important because through this netiquette, we can be able to understand, and it helps us to be aware on how to use social media in a proper way or in internet in a proper way. So let's move on now to our second lesson objectives, which is the netiquette guidelines online students should know. So I think there are eight netiquette guidelines here. So first, let's begin to the first netiquette guidelines. First is protect your reputation. So both in the real world or in the virtual world, yours is the same individual. Only do what is necessary and share data that does not harm you as an individual. So there are a lot of hackers, scammers, and also people who are involving such or doing such bad things. So in order for us to avoid that, we have to protect our reputation. There are different things between virtual and in real world. So we have to protect our reputation because it is the way for us to secure our personal information and to secure our identity as a person. So next is respect others. So by respecting others online, we can help build a positive digital environment that embraces learning and discovery while minimizing negativity and inappropriate content. So we all know that respect begets respect. If we give respect to others, we have to be aware that we need to respect ourselves first. Because what you post in social media or in internet really reflects us, really reflects you as a person. So through respecting ourselves first before respecting others through online, we have to be aware. It's a matter of awareness. If you are aware of who you are, of what you are posting online, so then people will respect you. So next is express yourself clearly and use emoticons. Online communication is difficult because feelings are not visible during communication. Miscommunication typically takes place because it is difficult to see your facial expression and your body language, and it is impossible to hear the sound of your speech. So we already know that with the use of the emoticons, it reflects our moods, feelings, and etc. So through using emoticons means that it helps us, our fans or the one we communicate, to understand our feelings, to understand what we feel. So through expressing ourselves with the use of emoticons, it really means a lot to everybody, because it's very hard to express yourself virtually, because not all are privileged in having an internet. So nowadays, using emoticons is a way for us to show what we feel and to share also our thoughts, our feelings, and the way we behave through virtual world. So the fourth one is remember the intellectual property. Online ideas are creations of others' knowledge. Acknowledge the writers if you need to reference them. So means that, for example of this are the copyright or the plagiarism topics. We all know that as a student, we have to be aware that we really need reliable information in order for us to pass good output. So in order for us to give credits to the owner or to the author, we have to remember the intellectual property. So fifth is check spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Effective writing shows good manners. We don't want to waste the time of other people reading our post, which is uncomprehending. So uncomprehending means it's not easy to understand, because we have to check spelling, grammar, and punctuation, because these three are the main focus in order for us to be able to understand by the people. So we have to think that through using correct spelling, correct grammar, and punctuation means it leads us people to easily understand and to give them a comprehensive information. Six is pause before you post. So remember that whatever you post becomes permanent. So think twice or thrice before sending it. Next is do not share your personal information. Sharing your personal details online is like wearing a shirt written with your name, birthday, address, parents' names, etc. Publicly providing any of this can make you vulnerable to identity theft. Yes, as what I've said earlier, there are a lot of scammers. There are a lot of hackers online. So to avoid this one, we have to be aware that our personal information is very important, and we won't allow other people to use our identity, because it's not easy for us people to be played by others. So avoid posting your personal information. And lastly, think about who or what you are representing. As a son, daughter, as a student, you represent your family and you represent this school. So as a son or daughter, please, you are representing yourselves. I mean, you are the representatives of your family, and as a student, we are the representation of, or we are the representative of the school. So you don't want your dad or your family to be put to shame by what you are doing at school. So if you think that, if you think about who or what you are representing, means it reflects also to them. So think about who or what you are representing. So guys, thank you so much for listening, and have a great day. Till next video, guys.